In this episode, I do June's budget using Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar.
I go beyond the philosophy and I give you real life application. I am Coach Nino Villa.
All right, so I'm going to dive into this and I'm going to do June's budget in Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar. But this is not a review of the program as much as it is just me doing my monthly budget for you guys like I normally do. So let's take a look at EveryDollar and let's plug in some numbers. So first things first, we're going to jump over to the month of June. And what you're going to notice first and foremost with this software is that all of the information from the previous month carries over. Now in May, I had 3 different pay periods. That's one of the 2 different months this year that I will have 3 pay periods, and so obviously I'm going to have to do some reworking of June's monthly budget. So the information kind of carries over, all of my categories are there, and it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and make some adjustments. So as for income's not going to be nearly as high with 1 less pay period. And so going in and editing this information is pretty simple. Here it is, it's highlighted, and all I got to do is type in the new number. Okay, and obviously with EveryDollar, as you'll remember, there are 3 rules to your budget. First rule is that you're going to assign every single dollar a mission, and one of the great things about Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar is it helps you do just that. You'll notice that as soon as I put in my main income, I have a running total staring me right in the face of whether or not I'm over budget, at budget, or below budget. Rule number 2 is we're going to pay everything on time and early, and rule number 3 being that you want to prioritize your expenses, but we'll get to that. So looking here, as soon as I change my income, you'll notice that now there is $21 in the negative. I'm over budget, but that's because I haven't gone through the rest to adjust. So let's adjust all of these numbers to the right amounts and see where we're at. Actually, while I'm doing this, I will give a little bit of a review of Dave Ramsey's software. I will tell you that I have used other software like Mint, but as you guys know, I have my own Google spreadsheet that I like to use, and I still use that in conjunction with EveryDollar. EveryDollar is okay. You pay a premium if you want all of the transactions to be automatically imported from your bank. I don't do that. I just use the free software. I do the work on my own, and it works out just fine. So the software is okay. The biggest benefit is it helps you to account for every dollar, and it really does help you to prioritize. You can build out your own expense categories, your own saving funds, all of those different things. And so I've already done that here. Again, this is not a tutorial of the software or really my review of it, so I'm not going to spend any time showing you guys how to do that. If you're interested in doing that, we can get together for a one-on-one, and I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. All right, so let's update these numbers. Emergency fund is funded. Medical, we're not going to contribute 150 this month to the fund. We're only going to contribute 100. Groceries is going to be the normal 400 now that we're back to 2 pay periods. 100 for toiletries and 150 for baby supplies. Mortgage stays the same. Homeowners association stays the same. Electric. If you haven't heard me say it in a while, for my electric bill, I'm on the plan that makes every single monthly payment the same. So I pay $138 regardless of the month, and so I don't have those expensive summer bills, being that we're in Arizona, and I don't have those really nice low bills in the winter. It's just $138 every single month. The water always comes in just under $70. I haven't gotten the bill yet, but it's usually around $68, $69, so we budget $70 for that. And the trash is always $18.75. auto insurance $75.33. If you haven't heard me say this in a while, call your auto insurance company and make sure that you're getting as many discounts as you possibly can. You may recall the last time I shared, I was able to save 21% by calling up my insurance company and having them review my policy and really making sure that I got all the discounts. All right, $125 from each paycheck goes to gas, oil, and maintenance, so it's going to be $250 for the month. Life insurance premiums stay the same. Internet expense stays the same. Cell phone stays the same. In June, I'm paying for July's Studio 21 dance tuition, because remember, rule number 2 is that everything gets paid on time or early. And so since my first paycheck in June won't come until about the 16th, I'm paying June's tuition with the last check in May, and then of course I'm doing the same thing. I'm paying July's tuition with June's paycheck. The only thing is there is no July tuition, so that's going to be $0 this month. Security system, $24.99 stays the same. ABC Mouse stays the same. Hulu stays the same. The minimum monthly payment that I am sending to the smallest student loan is $606.57. And then the minimum monthly on the rest of the debt, again, because there's only 2 pay periods and not 3, all of these numbers need to be adjusted accordingly. And then my month specific, this was all from May, so I can actually delete all of these transactions. And once I do that, we're going to be looking at a more realistic budget, and I won't be, $2,000 over budget like the program suggested from the get-go. So I want to call your attention to the top right here, $113.57 left to budget. So now that all of the numbers are actually adjusted in the program, it's saying, hey, you have $113 that is not yet accounted for. And so the first thing I'm going to do is think about my monthly specific expenses. And in the month of June, there is Father's Day. And so, the wife and I have already discussed June's budget, and we know that the budget for Father's Day is $50. That means I have $63.57 left over to still budget. We have a water softener system that needs its yearly maintenance. But that expense is about $170. And as you can see, I only have $63.57. And so I have a choice I can make here. I can handle this one of 2 ways. I can either go back up here to this first student loan. The minimum monthly payment required for this student loan is $35.50. I'm obviously sending a lot more money to it so that it gets paid off a lot quicker. And so the first thing I could do is I could decide I won't send that much, and I'll send less, and then that way I can get the water system taken care of. But that creates a really bad habit. If I get into the habit of dipping into how much I'm sending off to debt payments, then I'm not going to get out of debt as I currently have scheduled. I just won't hit my goal. It's as simple as that. I won't hit my goal if the first thing I always do is I come back to the extra debt payments and I just send less. So because I did a really poor job of planning for this system maintenance, I have to suffer the consequences, which means it will not get done this month. What I can do is instead I can save the $63.57 toward the cost of the water system. And so I'll just stuff it in an envelope and I will save up cash until I have $170, and then I'll get the water system maintenance like I'm supposed to. I should have planned this about 2 or 3 months ago so that I wasn't sitting here in this position thinking, oh, it needs to be done this month, but now I'm gonna have to put it off a month or 2. And that's called discipline. It's not necessarily fun, but it gets the job done. And so you will now notice that the little indicator went away. It probably, I might have missed it, but it might have said real quick, like, congratulations, you've assigned EveryDollar a mission. And so there you have it, a zero-based budget, right? The very first rule of budgeting, every single dollar gets a mission. Every single dollar gets an assignment, and that has happened here. And so Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar, really simple to use. Like I said, if you want a true tutorial or some one-on-one coaching on how to set this up so that it looks the way you want it, I'd be more than happy to schedule that time with you guys to do that. Other than that, a little bit of a review on the application. Like I said, it's okay. It does two things really, really well. It helps you assign EveryDollar a mission, and it helps you to prioritize your expenses. And so if you take a look, obviously after the income comes in, the first thing I'm doing is giving, then I'm saving if appropriate, and then you'll notice that I have food here first. I think it's really, really important that you take care of your family first, and so our food is number one. Our housing is the very next thing to get paid, and so the list goes on from there. Transportation, then I think life insurance is more important than things like a cell phone. All right, taking care of my family, making sure that they are taken care of, heaven forbid anything happen, is more important than whether or not we have a cell phone. And so then the bills and subscription stuff comes into play, and obviously we keep this really kind of lean and tight. Sure, we could have gym memberships here, and sure, we could have a bunch of other stuff, but we keep it pretty lean. And then our debt payments, and then some entertainment cash, putting some money in our pocket, and then anything that's really month specific. So you can customize these, and you can put them in the order in which you like. It takes a little work to do that. One of the things I would have liked to see is if I could just grab this and drag it to a different position and flip-flop them that way, that would have been awesome, but it doesn't do that. Keeping track of your transactions, pretty easy as well. However, I find that I'm not really diligent in coming back here and tracking my transactions because I already keep a register, and so I know what my transactions are. So here's where it's really limited, and here's where I still use my really basic, straightforward Google spreadsheet. This does not show me what pay period is taking care of which bills. So yes, I could go in and add a transaction and kind of keep track that way, or I could simply pull in my my spreadsheet like I like, and I can use two simple columns to say, you know what, I'm getting paid on the 12th and I'm getting paid on the 26th. And so here's what I'm getting paid for the month. This is the month, just like it looks here on EveryDollar. Here's the income. Here's everything that's going out in column B. And so what columns C and D allow me to do is really break up the pay period and say, okay, well, when I get paid on the 12th, what portion of something is getting paid, or what bill is getting paid. Same thing when I get paid on the 26th, what portion is getting paid, or what bill is getting paid. And so this is how I keep track of, well, when am I paying, what am I paying with which paycheck and when. And so there it is. A quick down and dirty look at June's budget done in Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar, as well as keeping you guys informed of what the breakdown of the pay periods looks like for both income and expenses. It really is just that simple. So take 10 minutes to do your monthly budget. Remember, every single month a brand new budget on paper, on purpose. Give EveryDollar an assignment. It really is just that simple. And then when it comes payday, you know exactly what you're doing because the plan is already set up for you. It's in place. All you got to do is execute. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.